So basically we have this prompt that is stored in the first question variable, and then we take the result, the value of the first question, and we give it to a switch statement, and then we say, in case the user types Rome, give him this message, otherwise give him the message that he made a mistake. Okay, so that's the first thing to do. However, let's say we want to add another question. How do we do it? Really simple. We'll just add another variable. So we're going to say var second question, and we're going to store the result of a prompt into this variable, and we're going to say what's the capital of France. Okay, so to work with this answer, we're going to make another switch statement, and we're going to say, actually we can even just copy all of this to make it faster. So we're going to select Control-C to copy, Control-V to paste right here, and we're going to say second question, and case is going to be, of course, the correct answer, and that is Paris. So if the user types Paris, we're going to say you are right, otherwise we're going to say you are wrong. So if we save it, everything now, hit refresh, the capital of Italy is Rome, okay, you are right, the capital of France is Paris. Paris, okay, and this all works pretty good, except that we don't have a way to set to score our user. So the game is not really as exciting as it could be, and also we don't have a winning condition. So we're going to address these two things right now. First we'll deal with scoring. So we'll say the initial score will be 0, or actually the initial score will be 15. So we're going to say var score equals 15 points. And then the user starts off with 15 points, and in case of a correct answer, the user will get additional 5 points, and in the case of a wrong answer, the user will lose 5 points, and the game is finished if the user scores 30 points. Then in that case the user will win, and if the score gets to 0 points, the user will lose. So to do that, first we'll say, in case of the user typing in Rome, let's increase the score by 5 points. So we'll say score plus 5. But similar to the initial prompt example that I gave you, if we just say score plus 5, we don't have a way to store this result. So in order to store it, we are simply going to say take score plus 5 and put in this value into the score. So the score variable is now going to get the new result. It's going to take in the value of the current score, it's going to increase it by 5, and then it's going to update the score variable. So in case the user types in Rome, if we've started with 15 points, we're going to get 20 points now. Okay, next thing to do is actually give the user some idea of what's their current score. So we're going to say console.log your score is, and I just correct the mistake in spelling here, your score is, and then we're going to concatenate it by giving it a plus sign, and we're going to say score. Okay, so that's going to take the value of our variable and it's going to add it to this string right here. Okay, and we need to space it out a little bit so that the number doesn't touch the text here. Okay, so that's in case of a correct answer. And in case we get the wrong answer, the user types the wrong answer, we're going to say score equals score minus 5, which means update the score variable by reducing its current value by 5 points, and we're going to log it out to the console by simply saying your score is, and then whatever the value of the score is at this current point. Okay, so that's what we'll do here, and we can already test it. Testing our programs is very important, so let's refresh it. We're going to observe the console here, and let's type in some nonsensical answer to the prompt here. We're going to say OK. The program is going to say you are wrong, and then it's going to type out, log out the current score here. So if we press OK, we get that the score is 10. Initially it was 15, we gave it the wrong answer, and now it's 10. So let's give it another wrong answer, and press OK. It's going to say you are wrong again, and that's it. So obviously we need to improve our program by logging out the current score as it is. So instead of just typing in score, we could actually log it out here as well. So in order to do that, we need to first give our program the idea of what to do with the score after the second answer, and also what to do with the score in case that second answer is wrong. Okay, save, refresh, capital of Italy is whatever, capital of France is whatever. So obviously our score is getting lower, but since we don't have a third question, our score can't get to 0. So the game is incomplete. So let's say we give it another question, and this time I'm going to say var third question was the capital of Spain, and the third question is going to be passed to the switch statement, and the first correct answer is Madrid, and all the other answers are wrong, and that's it. We're good. So if we save everything, refresh, type in a couple of wrong answers, our score is going to get down to 0, and nothing happens. We don't get the feedback from the program where we're at in our game. Did we lose it? Did we win it? What's going on? So we still need to improve our game a little bit. And how we're going to do that is by introducing a while statement. So at the very top of our code, just under the var of score, we are going to say while. Okay, and we're going to say while the score is greater than 0 and the score is lower than 30, ask the user these questions right here. Or in other words, give the user 3 prompts that he needs to answer, and based on his answers, you're going to conditionally perform certain operations. Alright, so if we save this now, hit refresh, you are wrong, score is 10, you are wrong, score is 5, and again you are wrong, score is 0, and the game stops. Okay, so let's test it again. Let's try to do it this way. We've got 3 questions, but let's answer the first question correctly, and then let's answer the other 2 questions wrong. So let's do it. The first question we're going to answer, give it a right answer. We're going to type in Rome, and we're going to say OK. I'm right, the score is 20. But now, second question, I'm going to answer incorrectly on purpose, same as the third question, same as the fourth question. And what is happening here is that the program is now starting to ask us the same questions over again, because it's going to run everything inside the while loop as long as the score is either greater than 0 or lower than 30. So it's going to ask us the first question, then the second question, then the third question, and if the condition is not satisfied, it's just going to loop over the whole structure again. So if we type Paris is the capital of France, we're going to get the "you are right" answer or confirmation, and then our score is going to climb up. And then we can give it all correct answers and get our score to climb up even further. And Rome, Paris, Madrid, and only then, when we reach the condition of score being less than 30, the program is going to stop because it's going to break out of the while loop. Alright, so all that we have to do, all that is left to do here is we need to actually give the final confirmation to our users, to our players, if they've won or lost. And we're going to do that with introducing another statement, another conditional, another statement that's called if statement. So if score is 0, then alert the user and tell the user you lose. Okay. Otherwise, else if score is 30, alert the user with this message: you win. And just to make sure that we've covered all bases, we're going to say else alert something went wrong. Okay. The way that our program is structured, we should never get to this third else, but I just wanted you to see how it looks. So, it will be useful for some other examples. So I think this is a good time to introduce this structure. Alright, so we've got this now. So I'm going to save everything, refresh the quiz, give it nonsensical answers all the way because it's faster and easier. And finally, we're going to get the "you lose" message, and we're going to get the score is 0. Alright, so that's it for our little game. Our quiz is complete, and that's basically it for our first recipe in this course. In the next recipe, we're going to look at doing a similar quiz, but this time we're going to be using the if statement instead of the switch statement.